That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, F1 opened this weekend, and it actually met its projections. It made of like 55 million domestically opening weekend. As expected, it did even better overseas, making like 80 plus million overseas for like 140 something worldwide opening weekend. Good on them for that. But that's not the headline we're here to talk about. Another movie opened this weekend called M3gan 2.0. A movie you guys know I think was utterly terrible. And I say that as a fan of the first one. I really like the first one. Now, the first one, the little kind of tongue-in-cheek horror film that could, made over $30 million on its opening weekend. Not so much for M3gan 2.0. As the Box Office Mojo is reporting, that M3gan 2.0 in its opening weekend came in fourth, behind F1, behind How to Train Your Dragon, which is in its third week, behind Elio, which is in its second week, and it made like 66% less than what the first M3gan made on its opening weekend with $10.2 million. Now, why did this movie make so much less when the first one is quite liked? People generally really like that first one, and it made $30 million opening weekend. I have thrice reasons, Robert. Thrice the reasons, thrice the fun.
Okay, I can't wait.
Reason number one that I think this one did so much poorly is the obvious one. This movie's terrible. and word got out that the movie's terrible. And it's really unfortunate because, again, I like the first one very much. And you had potential to do something really cool. So the movie's terrible. That clearly, definitely probably turned some people off when they heard about it. Secondly, was I like the trailers myself, but you can tell from the trailers it was a genre shift. Yeah. It was no longer a tongue-in-cheek horror film. Now it was a straight-up action comedy. And while I'm okay with that, as long as you make the action exciting and the comedy funny, they did neither. I think for a lot of people who were fans of the original M3gan, maybe felt a little betrayed. It's like, you know, we're horror fans. We're like the Blumhouse fans. We like the tongue-in-cheek horror aspect of it. And this movie doesn't look like it's going to be that. And maybe that's why ultimately some people decided to turn away from the film and not go to it. So number one, word of mouth was pretty negative. Number two, the genre shift may have put some people out and put some people off on it. The third one was the whole idea to grow M3gan. She wasn't the little doll now. Now she's the 20-year-old going out to the bar to get shots M3gan. I wonder if for a lot of people that felt like this isn't M3gan anymore. Again, listen, when one movie opens to $30 million and it's well received and people like it, and then its sequel comes out to a third of what it made, you got to ask these questions. I don't know if I'm right about any of these three reasons or not, but again, this is pretty shocking. Again, this would not be confusing if the first M3gan wasn't liked, but people liked the first M3gan. The audiences liked it. The critics liked it. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Stitch Fix. Let's be honest, shopping is not my thing. I've wasted way too much of my time either in stores or scrolling for clothes, only to end up with stuff that doesn't fit or just, doesn't work. See, that's why I use Stitch Fix. You take a quick style quiz, your size, your vibe, your budget, and boom, you're paired with a real human stylist who curates pieces just for you. They send you a fix box with clothes actually fit for your life. Stuff you'll wear to work, on weekends, or wherever. It saves me time, helps me look great, and I never have to step foot in a store. You try everything on at home, keep what works, and send back the rest. Free shipping and returns, no subscription required. Oh, and your first fix? The try-on is totally free. So if you're tired of the endless shopping grind, this is your sign to try Stitch Fix. Seriously, it's style without the stress. Head to stitchfix.com/Campea to get $20 off your first order, and they'll waive your styling fee. That's stitchfix.com/Campea. And so anyway, Rob, what do you think about my three reasons? And what other reasons maybe would you add to why we're seeing M3gan open so much lower than what the first one did.
Oh, first of all, I think all of your reasons are very astute, and here's what I think that I would add to this. I would add to your reasons. You can't set out to make a camp movie. Like, you can't make a Rocky Horror Picture Show on purpose. And I would say that part of Megan's success was the campy nature of the little bitchy doll that Megan was. Her dances, her moves. There's a certain audience that it appeals to. The audience that likes Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Movies like Mommy Dearest, which I love, or Grey Gardens. Make of that what you will. That's what Megan's success was built on. But the people that made Megan are not those people. You know, James Wan's a producer on it, obviously Jason Blum. And then the director, the writer-director comes back, you know, and they decided to go the other route, the non-campy route, and turn it into the Aliens or whatever action fest that they wanted to turn it into. They're going the Terminator route. That was the wrong way to go. You needed to lean into the campy nature of Megan. And I don't know what that was because, you know, I haven't spent much time on it. But I know talking to Taylor Gonzalez loved Megan. And I would listen to him wax rhapsodic about it. And Megan 2.0 is not what he would have liked.
Right.
And I'm like, you can't. I understand the impulse to do it. But it's interesting when I think that people sometimes don't understand why something is successful. And to go in and to change this franchise, because I think this was surprisingly successful, and on streaming and on, I can only imagine those numbers were pretty big, and to go and try and change that, and who did you make this for? What audience did you make Megan for? Because this isn't the audience for the first Megan you're making it for.
No.
You changed it.
Yeah.
So why did you do that? I'm always fascinated by that kind of thing. I think it's because the people that made the first Megan didn't understand why it was successful or connected. And they otherwise, why? I mean, sequels, you know, when you make a sequel to Die Hard, you want to hear John McClane say yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
And if you didn't do that, that's the assignment. And you got to give me that. Unless you're in Live Free or Die Hard and you make it PG and he can't finish the sentence. But that's what people want to do, and that's what people want to have. They want to have that experience again, but bigger. But Megan, they changed it. They changed the whole premise.
And they tried to do a direct Terminator 2 ripoff.
Yeah.
Where, okay, now she's back, but now she's fighting for the good guys. But there's another robot that's even more deadly that she's going to have to fight off against. But the problem was, like, the thing that made, like you were saying, the first Megan work was that this little doll as the antagonist, as the horror object, and then they completely, now she's a hero. Now she's funny and she's singing love songs, and it's like,
and Megan's the bitchy vixen. You know, she's the woman that you hate her but you love her. You know, and in this you turn that character into a hero and don't give her the campy aspects of her, then it just becomes not good. And you know what? Proof's in the pudding.
yeah.
Proof is in that box office for Megan to screw it up that badly. That's on them. That's on them.
Let me ask you this. Can you see, because there were talks of them doing Megan spinoffs. There, just as recently, as a couple of months ago, they were talking about shit, and I think they might, I could be wrong about this. I think they might have even already be shooting a Megan spinoff. I don't know. And they were talking already about doing a Megan 3 with a $10 million opening. Do you see them still proceeding with that, or is this something they're going to have to put the brakes on? What do you think?
I think they're going to have to put the brakes on and reassess. I mean, Companion was a better Megan 2 than Megan 2.0.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, in terms of, like, you want to see an evolution of where to go, but it's just, you could have made it, Companion could have been more psychotic, and you could have made it Megan 2. But it's just, I don't like to see this happen. I don't like to see franchises falter. If you're gonna have a franchise, I want Blumhouse to make money. You know, I don't. It's too bad. It's a bummer.
Hard to come out with an original film that clicks and works like Megan did, and then for it to, I don't know. I just think it's a real shame. It's a shame. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Megan 2.0 opened with $10 million when the first one opened with over $30 million. Why do you think? I mean, remember, the first one was liked. People really enjoyed that film. Why did nobody come back for the second one? We've offered some theories. What would you add to that? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.